A conservative until I got involved, because I don't care who wins up there. I frankly probably would do better with the liberal than the conservative, if you want to know the truth. But just a little while ago, before I got involved and totally changed the election, which I don't care about, probably it's to our advantage, actually.
So that is Donald Trump, and you can probably tell the way that he's flailing and stopping himself and going off on a tangent that he's not being honest about that, but he's talking about the effect that he's had on the Canadian elections, which is pretty amazing, pretty historic. And we're gonna show you the charts to back that up. But I love the copium in that before I got involved, conservatives are doing well. Actually, I'd probably prefer liberals. I mean, I know I've been attacking them for years and I don't agree with them on anything, but it's better if they're in charge. And like the idea that he's happy about the way things have evolved in this is so obviously fake. The dude showcased how much people despise him, that he has single-handedly like returned a party that was out of favor, potentially to power. And he's very happy about it. He's laughing actually. So let me show you the polling. So if you go back to January, at the beginning of this year, you're gonna see on this chart, it's a little bit hard to see with how that little bit is there. But at the very beginning, the Conservative Party was at 44.8%. They had this overwhelming advantage over the Liberals of more than 20 points. Now, if you fast forward to just yesterday, the Liberals are actually leading the Conservatives by 5 points. That is like a 25 point or percentage, I should say, swing there. And look, politics is complicated. There's a lot of potential explanations for that. But nobody thinks that Donald Trump and his trade war was not the predominant reason that it's turned around as much as this. Donald Trump doesn't want this. He didn't want this effect. He loved the idea that he was helping to bury the liberals or whatever. But then he decided to start this trade war, to constantly insult Canadians, which has had a lot of effects. The political one's a big one. Maybe that's the most important. But he's almost single-handedly killed tourism from Canada into the US. There's these massive boycotts. I love our Canadian, viewers and everything. I hope that once we get past Donald Trump, we can go back to being friends and allies as we have been for so long. But Donald Trump is this massive obstacle to that. And the idea that he's actually happy about this, Sharon, I think is laughable. But what do you think?
He just cannot remove the mask and have an authentic moment. The guy is radioactive. He's radioactive. And I think it's the universe's great balancing act, okay? Karma, whatever you want to believe. He did this thing. He figured out a way to steal the power in America through lies and rhetoric and whatever. And it's been going on for far too long, better part of a decade or more. And the great balancing act, though, is that he cannot help himself. Just like that. He can blow up the economy and goodwill and friendships between countries that have lasted, a century. Okay.
Yeah.
He's capable of that. So what I think is, if you're gonna rock with Donald Trump, you gotta rock with everything. You see, you can't pick and choose. And this is that part that you, depending on what side you're on, you may or may not like.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Look, if things had not shifted in this particular way, who doesn't think that he would have somehow declared victory if the Conservatives had won? Or not just won, but had overwhelmingly won. By the way, them being labeled the Conservatives does not mean that they're exactly MAGA or whatever, although there has been some movement in that area, perhaps we'll talk about. But he would obviously have done that. And again, there's a reason that we're talking about this right after earlier in the show, we talked about the Arizona endorsements. For him, it's a continuation of what his actual career has been for decades, which is a hype man, a branding guy. He wants the credit. He wants to hype things up, exaggerate them. Like the truth, reality, the real world has never had anything whatsoever to do with Donald Trump, his businesses, his plans, the results of him being in power or in charge. Never. But the thing is that now he can have an actual effect. It's just hilarious when it's the exact opposite effect that he actually intended it to.